Welcome back to the DB990 Restoration channel. For those of you new, my name is Barry. Quick little video of the day. Gear sticks. We've had a message from Phoenix Rising Harley out in Australia. And his question is, or his comment is, his gear stick on his DB990 has just gone very soft. Now, it does say his gear selector lever. So I'm assuming you mean this, your gear lever, and not your selector reel in the gearbox. This is a spare one that I've been messing about with lately. As you can see, I've dismantled this one and I've knocked the pin out of there in preparation for try and put this one builded back together. Now, in my reply to you, what I've asked you to do is take out your 3 bolts from the top of here, lift this out of your gearbox. It should be like that with 3 little bolts in there secured with those tabs, because all that is a tab washer. So it should be on there, 3 little bolts in, the tabs folded up. Get a hold of your gear stick. See if you can do that with it, because it might be that here, in the environment that it lives in, which is dirty, dusty and greasy, especially if there's no grease in this end and the rubber boots getting damaged, and dirt and grit can get into here and start and wear all your components, as it has with this one. That's a locking ring. The 3 bolts in here put pressure down on that locking ring against that ball. As you can see in this case, mine's worn as well, this one. Now I haven't done any investigation with this, I've just literally took it to bits. The investigation needs to be, is the ID of this worn? Is the ball on here worn? Or is the seat in here worn? As you can see here, where my pin sits, the pin that should be in there, is quite heavily worn in this case, which is why I took it to bits, because this one, when it was together, you could rotate, not obviously as far as that, but you could rotate the gear stick considerably. So I thought, take it to bits, take the pin out, new pin in, possibly weld up and sort that out in there, get a gear stick working again. But as I say, you need to look at, is that ID worn? If it is, we need to replace that. If it's the seat that's worn, try and get a replacement collar. It's probably just as quick and easy just to replace the whole lot. Depends on what you want to do, doesn't it? Depends on whether you want to mess about pulling this to bits and repairing it, or whether you just want to get your tractor to work again as quick as possible, get it back out in the fields. So you need to look to see where in there, where on here, where on here. And as I say, the tension, the friction created between this ball and this washer is these 3 tiny little bolts that go in there. Okay, so as I say, you can see this one sits in nicely in there, but it looks as though it's that plate that's worn, because even though that's sitting against the face, there is a considerable amount of movement in that gear stick. Right, when you come to remove the 3 bolts out of here, it might pay you to apply a little bit of heat. I had 2 that snapped. I've got 1 out. I'm working on that one. But they snap off like that. Now, this isn't hardened. So if the worst comes to the worst, you can re-drill and tap 3 new screws, just using your washer as a guide for where your holes need to be. All right. I hope that's helped. I hope it is your gear stick that's worn in the washer. I hope that's your problem. If it's the cup that this fits into in your gearbox, or the selector rail itself, because the selector fork is attached to the rail with a pin. If that pin has sheared, it might be that you are still moving the selector but not getting the rail to move. I hope that little video has been useful to you. Hopefully you understand what this should look like. Should be your cup, your bowl, the pressure washer and the lock and tab. It could be that like this it's just simply worn out. It could be that one or other has corroded through and failed. But that's what it should look like. All bolted together, nice and tight. There shouldn't be any vertical movement in that socket or ball. Alright, hope that helps you out. If you find anything different when you open it up, or you just take a photograph of the bottom end of your gear stick, send it across to us on manfromthemist@gmail.com and we'll have a look, see what's going on. Keep your fingers crossed. You don't have to get into taking the lid off your gearbox and going into the gearbox. Hopefully there's going to be a quick fix on the gear stick end. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Remember, don't overthink it. It's only nuts and bolts. Bye now.